Hey guys, Killstriker here, and welcome to my new channel. I thought about just restarting it, changing everything, and I'm just going to start out by just making random videos, whatever comes to mind, some stories, some things like that, and I was going to start out with the first video for a new channel being my first fight, and this was in 6th grade. It was, I think, it was 4th of July. We were doing fireworks over at the old school I was at. They had a big field in the middle. It was kind of like where the track and where everyone would do like baseball and stuff was. So there'd be a fence around it, and then everyone in the middle was shooting off the fireworks. Now, I don't live that far from the school, or don't live that far, being about like 6 miles. So during the 4th of July, I was biking down there to meet up with a couple of my friends. And I was really supposed to go with my parents, but they said it was okay. I went on my own. So I went down there, I met up with a couple of my friends, and we were talking for a while. And while we were talking, this one other group of people, they don't really like us that much. I wasn't necessarily like a very popular person, or I never really got along with a lot of people. I usually kept to myself and like a small group of people. But I've learned to like talk to more people now. But so this was after when they came up and talking to us. They started talking to us like, "Hey, what's up?" They were being cool at the moment. I recently started to actually slightly talk to them, but not too much. So while we were talking to them, we got into a subject of something with some of the classes, and how one of my friends, Jake, he was kind of a douche at times, and he kind of picked on some of his friends of the group that didn't really like us. So they started getting into a little bit of a tussle about that, and eventually we decided to just kind of back up and go away. But they kept on following us, so we decided that we were just going to walk around, try and go away from them. But eventually they wouldn't go away, and they came up behind us, and they kind of grabbed me. And I was not having it. Sorry for that little thing in the background. I was moving something. But they grabbed me and pulled me back. It's like, "Hey, we're talking to you guys." So I pushed him away. He got angry, so he backed up and started walking the other way, and we kept going the way we were going. So we eventually made our way around the school to get over back to the fence where the fireworks were going off in the middle of the field. And they saw us again, so they came up and they punched Jake for screwing with his one friend, and they were angry. So the group of 4 of us that were originally just walking around, watching the fireworks, turned around. We saw that I got hit, so we went up to them and we pushed them back. And so this kind of started a fight between them. We broke them up, but then the other kid, Liam, he is who originally came up and hit me and pulled me. So I turned around and gave him a punch into the stomach, and he got pissed off, and then he tried to punch me back. So this eventually went into a brawl, and we started punching each other back and forth, hitting each other, kicked each other, but I hit him in the jaw right above, so I hit his jaw, he bit his lip, and then that started bleeding. But he was originally going to go in, and then it looked like he was going to try and hit me again, so someone grabbed him, pulled him back, pulled me back, and we kind of just had to separate from each other. And this was kind of like during the night, so there weren't a lot of people around. It was everyone just watching the fireworks, not really paying attention to us, but my friends pulled us apart, and everyone started kind of gathering a crowd right after. That was also in the school. So when they pulled us apart, we walked away. We kind of just said, "Screw you" to each other, and called it quits right there. And so we were both pissed off. We were probably going to go back at it again if no one had pulled us apart and left. So after that night, we kind of saw each other from across. It was a pretty big field. It's probably a 1-acre field. It wasn't small. And while we were walking away, those group, they started walking around. So it's kind of like a square box of a field. So we kind of were on the corner when we originally fought. It was down a little hill where there was a road going down on the left that went out into the main road. It was kind of like a highway. It was a highway, and then the other part of it went down to a community pool that we'd go down to every year, and it was kind of an end of the year thing to kind of like celebrate getting to the next grade. It was kind of stupid but fun at the same time because you only got like 20 minutes down there, but at the same time, we started heading up, and we were following the road. We were originally going to just follow the road that was going across the highway, and we were going to start heading down into town by this one pizza place. But the group decided to intersect us once again. We didn't fight this time, but they kind of just glared at us. So we didn't want to get into anything again, so we walked straight past. We got down to the pizza joint. We did the rest of our thing during the night. That group never ended up coming back over to us. It never followed us or anything. So we kind of called it right there. We all went our separate ways at the end of the fireworks. I rode back to my house. Never told anybody what happened. But it was kind of just a cool but not really very fun experience at the same time. But don't really like getting into fights that much. At the same time, it wasn't necessarily the worst thing that could have happened. And that's all I have for that story. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, and thank you guys for listening. Goodbye.